starts, Coach. Give him a go. Give him a take. All right, so it's time to work. I know it's hot, but it's time to work. All right, I won't take a lot of your time. I know you got a lot of stuff to do, but we do have a guest speaker, as we always have. This guy's a leader in Henry County, does a phenomenal job with our school systems and our young people in the area. It's a pleasure to have you with us tonight. So for the next 5-10 minutes, he said if it gets long, y'all go ahead and start. He'll finish up later. But I want y'all to give you everybody's attention to Mr. Garrett Dillard.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Good evening, gentlemen. Can everybody hear me? Good. Pleasure to be here. And ironically, I've had the chance to work at 3 of these schools, so it's almost like a triple homecoming for me. And, you know, I know some of the great athletes, and I know some of you guys, players that come out of your school. So we got a lot of great athletes, a lot of great tradition. And I want to talk to you tonight about some things related to sports, but I'm going to focus on life. You know, all of us can play sports, but the issue that we're having is life. You know, we can show up on Friday night and we're great, but after the ball game is when we're making bad decisions. And I'm not speaking of you, I'm just speaking in general. You know, you go to ESPN every day. Guys driving 137 miles per hour, guys driving drunk, drugs, domestic violence, guys getting into arguments and fights and losing millions of dollars because they can't control themselves. And that's what this is all about, guys. That's what sports is all about. Help us to become better people, better young men, better community members. And I want to talk to you about 3 things related to sports, but we're going to focus on life. Practice, know your role, and be coachable. Somebody tell me, why do you practice every day? Just raise your hand, say it out loud. Yes, sir. To get better. What other reasons do you practice? Why are you here tonight? To work on what? To work on the little things. To compete. Absolutely. You know, those are reasons that we practice. What if I told you you should practice life as well? Does that sound pretty stupid? Probably, because you may not have ever heard that. Why would I practice life? You practice life the same reason you practice football. So I can compete, so I can win, so I can do the little things right, so I'll know what to do when life comes at me. What does that mean? You go out with a group of friends, somebody pull out some drugs, some alcohol. If you've never practiced what you're going to say, guess what? You might give in and use it. And that might be the night that your football career goes down the drain. But if I'm at home and I get in the mirror and I know that some guys use drugs and I know that somebody's going to ask me to do that and I practice and I tell myself, looking in the mirror, hey, I don't use drugs. Please don't offer that to me again. Hey, man, that's a stupid decision that you're making. I'm not going to make that dumb decision. Hey, I'm going to tell the coach what you're doing. If I practice those things, when somebody confronts me, guess what? It's very easy for me to say, just like practicing, a route, just like practicing a pass, just like practicing blocking. If you don't practice it, you can't just show up and do it. It sounds crazy, but guess what? It might be the thing that helps to save you from making a bad choice. Because anytime we're in a situation, there's pressure, we may do the wrong thing. 9 guys, I'm the only one that's saying no. I've never practiced it. I may say yes, thinking I'll say it yes one time, but I won't ever do it again. Well, guess what? That one yes might lead to a second yes, a third yes. But if I can practice and say no, that might save my football career, might save my life. Not only do we practice for stuff that's expected, but in a football game, coaches will tell you when the play breaks down, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do if the play breaks down. In life, you have to practice that. What's going to happen if I say no? If I tell these guys, no, I'm not getting in a car with you driving fast. No, I'm not going to a party where drugs and alcohol is. But they still insist. What am I going to do next when that play breaks down? When they don't accept my no? Hey, I might call your parents. I might tell you, hey, you know what? You go ahead. Yes, I need to get a ride home, but I can call somebody to come pick me up. You know, or I can continue talking to you. I can get other people to come with me to try to convince you to make a better decision. Just like in football, when the play breaks down, I have to know what I'm going to do next. What happens when somebody confronts you? You hadn't practiced how to handle confrontation? You're probably going to make the wrong choice because all my boys are right here. And there's no way I'm going to punk out and let somebody walk up to me and say something to me that makes me look like I'm soft. But if I practice walking away, if I practice that, hey, man, I don't want any confrontation, I can walk away. I can walk away. Okay? And that's what's more important, making the right decision. Forget about what other people think. Forget about proving your manhood, because by proving your manhood, you might lose your manhood. Practice. Practice saying the right thing. Practice doing the right thing. The next thing is know your role. Know your role. I think we've gotten to a point in life where everybody wants to be the superstar. Everybody expects they should be the starter. Everybody wants to be the quarterback. Everybody wants to be the running back. Know your role. Every player on every team is important. Every player. Whether you're starting, quarterback, lineman, whether you're blocking, whether you're second string, whether you don't get into the game or not, you're still important to the team. And that's the same thing in life. You're important, but you have to know your role. And I would translate that into life. Know who you are. I don't have to be somebody else. I don't have to dress like you, talk like you, walk like you, or act like you. I can be who I am. If I know I can take AP classes, I'm taking AP classes. I'm not going to settle for taking regular classes because all my friends take regular classes. Take the higher level classes. Be who you are. If I don't want to dress that way, if I want to wear a button-up shirt and khakis at school every day, guess what? It's okay. Know your role. Be who you are. Don't try to fit in with everybody else, because that's when we begin to make mistakes. Be yourself. Be confident in who you are and accept who you are. You don't have to be the starter. You don't have to play quarterback. Be okay with being that lineman that's blocking folk, getting dirty. Because guess what? The coaches recognize it. They know you're doing a great job. Just like when you're in that classroom working hard, making a B, your teacher recognizes that you're working hard. You may not get the A, but they know that you're putting the time in. You're coming in after class. You're coming in before class. You're studying. Know your role. Know who you are. Stop trying to be other folk. Last, I don't want to say most important, but I'm going to say most important. Be coachable. Be coachable. Be coachable. Be coachable. Some of you guys are really good, but guess what? You're not great. You're not the best that you can be. You can get better. You can work harder. You can get faster. Guys right here talking. I'm talking, okay? Listen to me. Listen. Be coachable. If you know it already, go sit over there. No need for us to talk to you, but that's what happens, guys. We know it all. We don't have to listen. Then we get in a situation we don't know what to do. Then we call for those folk who tried to help us. Listen to your coaches. They're here to help you. There's not one coach out here that wants to lose. They're going to put the best players on the field. They're going to put the players in the best position for them. Listen to your coaches. Listen to your parents. Listen to your teachers. Listen to your ministers. Listen to folk out in this community like Mr. Nelson, Mr. Hicks, other folk who want to see you succeed. You may not want to receive it, but they're telling you good advice. Listen to the news. Watch what's happening to folk who are using drugs, drinking alcohol, hanging out, partying, making bad choices. Listen to that. Is that what I want to happen to me in my life? If it is, do what those guys are doing. If it's not, do something different. We don't have to experiment with anything. We know what drugs will do, what alcohol will do, what driving fast will do, what hanging out with a bunch of guys somewhere in a hotel room will do. We don't need to experiment. We know what's going to happen. Listen, guys. Listen. My advice. Practice life just like you practice football. Know your role. Know who you are. Be comfortable with who you are. And be coachable. Listen. Take advice. Be willing to grow. Be willing to get better. Don't settle for being who you are right now, but be willing to listen and get better. Guys, I want to thank you for giving me a chance to talk to you. I hope something was said that will help you as you process life. Life is difficult. It's getting more difficult. And the less we practice, the less we know who we are, the less coachable we are, the less likely we are to be successful. Once again, thanks, Mr. Hicks, Mr. Nelson, for the invitation. Guys, let's have a great 7-on-7 tonight. Good luck. Appreciate it.
Before the season starts, coach, give them a go. Give and take. All right, so it's time to work. I know it's hot, but it's time.